welcome to Wellness with Terri. Today we're going to do another chair yoga session. This one is we're also going to get down onto the floor, so you're going to need your mat today. You'll need a mat, you'll need a chair with no arms, you'll need a block or a blanket or something to get your feet up higher so that your hips are level with your knees, and you may need a strap, but I don't think so today, not with what we're planning to do today. So why don't you turn on your music, make sure you have all of the right things, and I'm going to get settled in my chair, start tuning into my breath, but you can join me whenever you're ready. When you are ready, let's take a comfortable seat using the back of the chair to help us take our spine nice and tall, to drop our shoulders down away from our ears, to feel the breath moving in and out of the body. First few exhales of our practice allow us to let go tension, to let go extra thoughts, to let go anything we're ready to let go of. Making sure the back of the neck is long, the jaw, the eyes are relaxed. Begin to add your belly into that breath so that your belly and chest are rising and falling with each inhale and exhale. Try to make the inhales and exhales equal in length as we bring our awareness inward to our body, inviting our bodies to soften, allowing our thoughts to clear, and bringing ourselves fully here to the present moment. Inviting you to choose whatever hand position works for you to find your intention, your focus, your affirmation for the day, whatever it is. Find it and take 3 breaths. And at the end of that 3rd breath, you can put your hands wherever they are comfortable if you've moved them. Sit up tall, close your eyes, and begin to warm your neck. Gentle movement, easy movement. Maybe if you put a song on that's soft, you want to move with your song. Down and up with the chin when you're ready. Remembering today as we move through our practice to honor your body to do what feels right to you. Ear to shoulder when you're ready. And now let's move our shoulders in a rolling kind of rhythm and lean gently side to side. So we're just going to wake our upper body up. Doesn't have to be a right or wrong way to do this. Just make sure it feels good as you check in and warm up your body. Maybe you want to do some circles or partial circles. You choose. And then we're going to come back up, sit up nice and tall. Take a few just gentle twists here. We're not even going to move forward on the chair today. We're just going to turn side to side. One more time each way. And then from this back on our chair position, we're going to reach one hand down to the side of the chair. We're going to inhale the opposite arm up. And we're just going to lift to the sky for a moment. Breathe here, reaching, stretching fingers, the palm, the arm, and then take a little more of a lean to the side if you're able, if that feels okay in your body. And then when you're ready, switch. And of course, if you're working with a wounded shoulder, you do not have to do this. You can just warm those shoulders up any way that feels okay to you. Taking it deeper if you want into a stretch to the side and coming back to center. Beautiful. All right, if you're able to lift, we're going to lift up, reach up, stretch up, look up, exhale out. Let's do that a couple more times. Really big. Inhale up. Big breath. Reach and stretch and look. Exhale. Bring it down. Bring your gaze down. Stretch that neck again one more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now coming into a deeper shoulder warm-up. This is where you modify if you need to. I'm going to start with elbows today, but if you want to start just rolling gently through your shoulders, you can do that as well. We're going to take 5 rotations each direction. Nice. All right, now we're going to take and shake those arms out, shake the wrists. We're going to take an arm stretch, reaching for the elbow. We're going to draw it across. Always makes me want to stretch my neck here, so do that if it feels good. And then you can take it deeper if you want to. If it doesn't feel good to you, just stay there. Other side. And deeper. And release. Now, I'm going to move my block out of the way. I'm going to move forward into my chair. We're going to do some seated cat-cows. So you can do those several different ways. You can reach for the back of your chair really, well, actually, let's just take a stretch here first. Do that first. So reach behind if you've got something to hang on to. The sides of the chair, the back of the chair. We're going to curl those shoulders back and down. We're going to just bring our upper body slightly away from the chair if you're hanging on, so you can stretch the arms out fully. So take the arm stretch here. Of course, if it hurts or it doesn't feel good to you, then back off. Stop doing it, but we're going to stretch here. One more breath. And release. Ooh, that felt kind of good. Okay, so we are going to move into some sunflowers today from the seated position. We'll see how this goes. So we're going to take our feet wide. Find a position on the chair that feels like you're supported, but we can also move. And we're going to start some actual sunflowers. So we do those by lifting and then bringing ourselves down. So maybe we're hanging versus actually scraping the mat today. That's okay. If you need to put your blanket there or the block there to reach for, you can do that. But we're going to inhale up and exhale down. And we're trying to lengthen forward a little bit, bending at the waist, reaching out. Two more. Now we're going to add some rotation to our sunflower. So we're going to take it up and we're going to rotate around. So this is a little different than when we do it standing. We don't have much of the leg bending, but we're rotating through that upper body. And if you need to modify your arms, modify. Just going to do 5 in each direction. So one more, and then we're going to switch directions. Here we go. Circles. Warming up that sides of your body and your core. All right, coming back up. Reach up, stretch up. We're going to draw those knees together. We're going to come into a forward fold. So if you need your block, put it in front of your toes. Otherwise, bring yourself forward and lower down, just holding here, forward fold. I'm going to walk my hands out a little bit, take a deeper stretch. Maybe more like monkey or halfway lift. Trying to lengthen through the back. And then I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna take a wide-legged fold. So knees go wide like they were in sunflower. And we're gonna bring ourselves down to the block or the floor and take our stretch here, working on inner legs a little more. Shaking your head yes and no. I'm going to move my block right down underneath my chin, and I'm going to add some twists here. So we're going to go side to side like we do standing in class sometimes. We're just going to take it side to side here, opening up the chest, stretching the arm out. One more time each way. And then back to center. Walk those feet in. Lift yourself up. So we're going to do just a stretch across the shoulders. I'm going to demonstrate eagle, but offer you some other options. You can do just a hug here if you want. You can do a cow-cat seated this way, or cow-cat seated, so rounding forward and then opening up. Or you can come into full eagle. So choose the option that works for you to get your best stretch across your shoulders. So if you're going along with me, we're going to go into eagle arms, elbows out from shoulders, take our right over our left, and here's where you can wrap, hug, or try to bring the backs of the hands towards each other, or you can fully wrap into eagle arms, draw the shoulders down and away from your ears, feel that trench between your shoulder blades, begin to grow. And then if you can, tilt your elbows forward just a little bit. So don't lift, tilt. Increase the stretch if you can, and breathe. And we're going to let that go and shake those arms out. Move them around, release, and try the other side. Left over right. Finding your hug, your back of the hand wrap, or your full wrap. Shoulders move down and away as you create your trench. And then if you have more stretch needed here, tilt those elbows and breathe. Nice full breaths in and out. And release. All right, so today's practice, we're going to get down onto our mats. So we're going to need to move our chairs aside, so standing up. We're going to take that chair, move it off the mat for now, or at least keep it toward the front of the mat. You might decide to use it on a pose here, so keep it towards the front of your mat so you can use it if you need to. And gently work your way down onto all fours. So we're going to make sure we line up here with our shoulders over our wrists, spreading our fingers nice and wide, and aligning our knees up underneath our shoulders. So tabletop to start with. I want you to just take a few gentle twists to the side. You're chasing your tail here. So your hips go one way, your gaze goes opposite. Just make that feel good in your back, in your hips, maybe in your glutes if they're tight. Might feel good. And then we're going to just add a little more motion, whatever feels good to you. Figure eights. This part, there's no right or wrong way to do this, just what feels good to your body to warm it up, to loosen it up. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do some cow and cat here from the all four tabletop position. So finding the base of your spine, lower the belly, raise the gaze, cow. Feel that stretch. From the base of the spine, pull belly button in, arch up, look back at your thighs, cat. Moving slowly with your breath, cow and cat. Really waking up that core, belly button to spine. do one more of those. Coming back to neutral spine for a moment. We're gonna go child's pose. We're really gonna stretch here in child's pose. So taking the knees wide if you can. Sink those hips down, lower that forehead. You can pillow your arms or put your block under your forehead or just come all the way down. First goal here is to open up, wake up our hips. So sinking our hips to our heels, stretching our low back out, opening up those inner legs a little. There's many parts here. And we're just gonna breathe and bring to mind our intention. Now we're going to extend our arms. So this will look different for everyone depending on the flexibility in your shoulders and your arms. We're going to reach out. If you can lower down onto your forehead, do it. Reach out. So this is different from extended puppy. We aren't lifting our hips. We're keeping them low as we reach our arms out and stretch. Maybe you even want to come up onto your fingertips and do a little grip with the pads of your fingers to make that stretch a little more intense if you need it. Walking your hands back. We're going to come back up to all fours and work on a little spinal balance. So this workout has a little more core in it. This practice has some more core to it. So here are your options. We're going to start with our left leg. We're going to send it back, and point the toe down, stretching that leg out. You can stay right here, or if you want to add on, take your right arm. Now I asked you to place that chair at the front of your mat, so if it's in your way, please feel free to move it. We're coming into spinal balance here and just checking in with your strength, with your breath, with the extension of leg and arm. Keeping the neck from taking any tension by keeping your gaze low, back of the neck flat. And let's switch. So we're going to take that right leg back. Press through the heel, point the toe down, stay with your right arm on the or your left arm on the ground if you want, or extend, reach, lengthen in both directions, and breathe. And release. All right, so that chair, if you want to take an extended puppy with a little help from the chair, then we're going to lift up here, keep our hips a little higher so they're not lowering all the way down. We're going to stretch from here. You can also do your child's pose from here if you want to, coming forward and just pressing back. There are a lot of different stretches you can do from this position, and you have to find the one that works for you. So you can drop your hips and stretch those arms out. If that doesn't feel good, you can move back a little further and try to lengthen the back here. You can even come up and press through the forearms. Stretch your back by lifting up. That's a little more of an extended puppy stretch. Just use that chair for a moment to find a stretch that works for you. And I'm going to play with a few different ones. I don't do the chair stretch that often, so I'm just going to see what feels good to me here. Just kind of keep moving it around and stretching out my low back. Couple more breaths here, and then we're going to move on. All right, working your way up now. We're going to try a dolphin with our chair. So if the chair is positioned towards the front, we're going to make that dolphin arm position. So we're making that triangle here. Palms together. Elbows under shoulders. Hopefully your chair is wide enough for that. We're going to try just lifting up here. If that's too hard, you could stay on your knees if you want to for right now. And just, we're going to start with rolling those feet under. And then just taking a little lift. So it's a little bit of a strength move just to Lift it up and down a few times. Make sure your chair is stable though. So my feet are getting a stretch, my lower legs are getting a little stretch here, and I can feel I'm doing a little strength building in my core to be able to hold myself here. A couple more of these. All right, so if you wanted to take it to a full dolphin plank, you're gonna press back through those elbows, flatten your back out, lift your sitting bones, lower your heels, and get that dolphin stretch. Of course, if this doesn't feel good to you or doesn't feel comfortable for you, you don't have to do it. And release. We're gonna come all the way down to our knees and walk it back. Shake it out for a moment. Move that chair forward a bit. So we're gonna work on plank. That means you can do it to your level. So you've got options. You can start out in a high plank. You can take those knees down. Just make sure those knees don't cheat up and come right underneath your hips. We want them back. We want the weight forward. We want to feel this area, our core, activating when we come into a plank. Or if you want to totally take the pressure off your wrists, you can come down low into this plank. But we're going to hold this plank for 8 breaths. So I'd like you to find one that works for you. Since I'm down low, I'm just going to stay here. Lift up. And you can also do this from your knees, toenails to the mat. Just make sure, again, that your knees are back behind your hips. So coming into your position, here we go. Let's breathe together. See if you can concentrate. If you're in a full plank, whatever version, that you're pressing through your heels to wake up the back of the legs, to activate. You're drawing your belly button in toward your spine. Maybe you're shaking. And maybe you need to come out of this before I do, and that's totally okay. You can do a child's pose or just come to all fours and wait. Make sure to breathe. I kind of lost track of how many breaths were here, so let's come back up, stretch it out for a moment in your own way. And then lift up, and we're going to try a side plank. So that chair maybe will come in handy for you, or maybe you won't need it. But we're going to find the right side of our body now, and we're going to turn it out to the side, and we're going to roll up onto the left foot. So this is where you can use the chair if you want to draw it forward. You can put your hand here on the chair to help you with your side plank. If you don't need that chair, then you're going to come into side plank. Opening the chest, pressing down through that left leg, straightening it out, stacking the arms. So lift up and stretch here. Want to feel a lengthening through that left side and a stretch through the arm. And release. All right, other side. So I'm going to demonstrate it from the other way. We're going to take the left leg out, come up onto the right one. If you need that chair, pull it forward and put your arm to it. Finding your position here, inside plank. We're going to lower down onto our bellies now. So to do that, let's come into tabletop and then press our weight forward. So this is like your plank with your knees down. We're going to work on the arm strength needed, so just start pressing those elbows toward the back of the mat, coming down nice and slow, all the way to the ground. So Cobra, your hands are next to your chest, your fingers are spread, elbows are tucked in, toenails stay on the mat. We're going to lift up. My Cobra doesn't get very high. If I go higher, I feel like I'm going to break back here. Plus I feel it's all in my arms. So you find your version of Cobra that feels like you are opening the chest and you are doing something for this area back here. Not building strength in your arms, but waking or strengthening up your back. So find your position in Cobra. We're going to breathe here 5 breaths. Keeping your eyes on the mat in front of you so you're not overextending your neck and creating more tension. Beautiful, and release. Now, if you want to go into an up dog, way up into an up dog, you're welcome to. I'm going to demonstrate a Sphinx, but you can also do a Cobra, a different version of Cobra, a fingertip Cobra, just another version of what we've already done. Find what works for you. Again, we're trying to wake up that low back area, strengthen a little, open the chest. It may even help you stretch your hip flexors if they're super tight, just giving you some lengthening through the front of your body. So here we go. And take it down. So if you have that strap or towel to help you put up around your foot so you can come into half bow and really give a good stretch for your quads from this on your belly position, grab it now. We're going to bring our right arm in front, and we're going to lift that left leg and reach back for the foot. Trying to keep that knee in line without winging it out to the side to grab it, or if you do have to get it out there to get it, bring it back in line. And then let's press foot into hand and really get a good quad stretch here. Half bow. And then we're going to release that side and switch, bringing our left arm in front. Bend up the right leg, reach back with the right hand, or towel or strap. And getting it settled for a moment so you can feel that good stretch, staying in line with your hip. You don't want to get it too far out to the side. Pressing foot into hand, let's stretch here. And release. All right, we're going to come back up to all fours, and we're going to spin it around to seated. All right, it's time for a little bit of core work. So we're going to start with boat, reminding you the goal of boat is to work on your abdominal strength. So if you end up feeling all of this in your back, you're probably taking a harder version than you need to. So we're going to sit up tall, keep our feet pressed down into the floor here. And here's the first option, just to roll up so that you're lifting your toes and your heels are lightly on the ground. That is your first move. You can have hands here, hands on your knees, hands out to the side. Choose whatever works there. We're going to start here and do just 5 breaths. So try to activate your abdominal area, keep the back of the neck flat, and breathe. And then we're going to just rest for a moment, stretch that out, adjust our position. So you can stay in that same position, or you can add on. I'm going to lift my heels now off the ground just a little bit. So you decide if that's for you or not. You can always help yourself a little bit by tucking your hands in underneath your knees and helping, but don't put all the weight and all the work into your arms and shoulders. We still want to be working our abdominals. So you decide, coming into second position now, heels off the ground, back flat. Remember, you can tuck those hands in lightly if you need to. We're going to hold this one just a little longer, but of course, honor your body. And release. Nice. All right, so so now we're going to try a little something else here just to get one leg moving at a time. So we're going to extend the right leg, bend the left leg up. So this is what it's going to look like for us today. And do this however it works for you, however many you can do. We're just going to switch legs. So we're going to go here, 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 here. And I can feel that work already in my hip flexors. They must be getting a little weak because I haven't done as much yoga as normal. So one at a time, do it your way. You have time to slow it down, bring it down if you need to, switch like this. I'm going to let you decide what works for you here. I'm doing the harder version of this by keeping my feet off the ground, but you certainly don't have to. A few more here. Nice, one more time. Excellent, all right. Ooh, I can feel that right here. All right, so we're gonna go into bridge pose, which means we're gonna roll onto our backs. So take it back. Brush the backs of your heels with your fingertips for distance. Feet are apart, hips distance apart. We're not touching on our knees if we can help it. We're gonna start bending our elbows and letting our palms face each other across our body. And we're gonna scoop under so that we're opening through the chest and bringing those shoulder blades closer together, making our trench. So take a moment and think about the parts of your body that you feel touching the mat here. Obviously, four corners of your feet, tailbone area, back of the arms, back of the head, and maybe the points of your shoulder blades. All right? So if that's what you've got going on here, we're going to lift up, and we're just going to squeeze, and then we're going to lower down. Not all the way to the ground, and we're going to squeeze it up again. So just at your own pace, squeeze, breathe, exhale, inhale, squeeze and hold for a moment, and then exhale out. Your own pace, your own way. Three more. Nice, bring it all the way down. Draw those knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. Roll it out, side to side. Circles if you want from the tailbone. Just make that feel good. We're gonna go back to bridge, and we're gonna do a bridge that we hold. And I'm gonna give you some options for what feels good to your shoulders and chest. So when you're ready, bring those feet down. Brush again, find the right position. We're going to bend at the elbows again, let our palms face each other, tuck ourselves under, making our trench. But here's the add-on. So if you want to make this a deeper chest opener and a stretch for the arms and shoulders, then you're going to lift up and interlace your hands down under your tailbone. Rolling onto the back of your arms, you're going to open that chest even more. Find all four corners of your feet and lift up into your full bridge. Now, if you would prefer to go to that first one that we did, go right ahead. Find the right position for you. We're going to hold this one 7 breaths. So breathe deeply and fully. The action of the knees is moving a little bit towards each other. We're not opening wide to the corners of the mat, but drawing in to the center. Full breaths. Let's do 2 more here. And then we're slowly going to release it back down and come back to that knees to chest position. And this time we're going to take it to a happy baby when you're ready. So roll it out for a moment. And then reach for your feet. Take them wide, draw those knees down, get that inner leg stretch. And we're going to take those feet and we're going to send them up to the sky. Reach around those legs, help hold them if you need to. Flex those feet. Now, if you want to modify this, just do one at a time. That works too. Just taking a big stretch for the backs of the legs or back of one leg. And then point and circle. And let's switch. So you can start with both legs up. And you can drop one down if you want. And then point and circle or point and flex. That sure feels good to me. All right, let's go into a pigeon. So we're going to take this left ankle, bring it in front of the right leg. You can always do your pigeon this way if that's more comfortable for you, just to really stretch out this hip, the left hip in this case, because my left leg is in front of my right. But if you want to go further into your pigeon, you can reach around the thigh or the shin and come into a full pigeon here. Good for my left hip, and even my left hamstring is getting a stretch here. And let's switch sides. So bringing that right ankle in front of the left leg, deciding to stay here if that feels like your best stretch, or drawing it in to your full reclined pigeon. From here, we're going to take and extend our left leg long on the mat. We're going to use our left hand to draw this right knee across, searching for a glute stretch. It's important to keep our glutes lengthened and stretched out, and we just warmed them up a little bit there with some bridge poses. So let's draw that right knee across our body to the left. You might need to move your heel around to find the best position for you. Keep that right shoulder on the ground as you do, and let yourself lengthen the glute muscle on the right side. And then we're going to switch. Let the right leg go long. Bend that left knee up and use your right hand to draw it over. Keeping the left shoulder on the ground for this one. Glute stretch, left side. Find the right spot for you. And then knees back to our chest. We're going to take those arms out wide like a T. One of my arms doesn't extend in this position here, so just pretend it's extended out to the side. We're going to drop our knees to the right. Use a pillow or a block or something if you're not comfortable with just dropping that leg all the way to the floor. Turn your gaze to the left. Keep the left shoulder blade on the ground. Spinal twist here from the reclined position. One more breath, and then we're going to switch sides. So drawing those knees back in, let's let those legs go to the left. The gaze goes out to the right, keeping the right shoulder blade on the ground. soles of the feet together. Bring the arms down alongside, palms face the sky. Coming into a butterfly, just for a few breaths. Letting gravity help us release some of the tension we carry in our inner thighs and our outer hips. And then let's extend those legs, let them fall open, and if you have room, extend your arms or one arm out to the sides or up overhead, trying for another release through the chest, through the shoulders. Feeling the belly stretch. So this is a perfect place to stay for a little bit if you want, or bring your arms down and just take a few moments of stillness to see where your mind is at, letting it be float freely as you let your body stay in a nice comfortable position. But if you're ready to move on with your day and you don't want to lay still, then we'll say our goodbyes now, for now at least. So I appreciate you practicing with me today. It's always an honor to be your guide. I can't wait till we get back together again in person, but for now, stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste, from my heart to yours. Thank you.